Okay, I have a question for you. Pick one, Julio or Carlos?
That's crazy. Wow. You're really putting me on the spot, but I think I'm going to go with Carlos right now.
Hi, and welcome to DD Live. Thank you for tuning in. As always, your host, Angel Camacho, and with my esteemed colleagues and beer connoisseur, Michael, the Stifler Sabina, and Jose Perraguerra. And the backdrop is fitting to the name. That being said, gentlemen, we are walking into the final week of the season, the culmination of what has felt 4 months of flag football, or 2 months, whatever the case may be. Week 4 was a thing, full of parody, full of horrific performances, full of unexpected results, and a certain team that lost a 4v5, which in fact was a 3v5. That being said, gentlemen, let's start this show. Week 4, top games. First one on the slate: Bengals, Jaguars. Perra, what happened?
None, bro. They got our number. There's nothing else to be said. They got our number. I don't know how the hell I allowed it to happen again, and I fucked us. First time, it was the first game of the season. I messed up the rotation completely. This time around, I don't know how or why it happened, but I guess I don't know. I didn't. They got ball first, and I'm not saying it would have been like a crazy factor, but I think it would have definitely affected at least me. I didn't even notice, and I just said, yeah, start with the ball right there, and didn't pick the right side of the ball of the field, so we were against the win the whole game.
Several people made that mistake.
You know, I completely didn't even notice, and I noticed afterwards, and I was like, whatever. It is what it is.
It wasn't a blowout, but the fact that you've lost already to them twice, and convincingly they beat you guys twice. Any insight on going to the playoffs? Because like you're gonna have to go through them sooner or later.
I think they have to go through us.
Okay.
Regular season is one thing, playoffs is another thing. We're still gonna be, hopefully, I believe we're still gonna be a higher seed than they are. So we'll get ball again. And win direction is not that big of a factor. Like I said, I don't think that was the deciding factor of the game. A stupid mistake that, in hindsight, I think it did affect me, because one of the picks that I did was against the winner, and I think it was a ball that the wind completely ate up. So it is what it is. I mean, listen, they're a great team. Both times we played tops, we felt we needed to win the game. We just couldn't as an offense.
Okay. Next game on the slate: Chiefs, Rams. Mikey.
It was an ugly win, but I think for the most part, Chiefs have been playing really bad, bro. We've been playing bad. We've been playing really whack. Chiqui's been pissing me off, and then Peña pissed me off. So now I have 2 people pissing me off all the time. So, I mean, we won. I think we should have won by a lot more, but it's Eddie. And it's not just that game, bro. We played ugly. Even though we went 2-1, bro, we're not there yet. It's not mixing. I don't know if Chiqui's trying to just show everyone love, and spread the ball around, or if he just doesn't care about exhibition games right now till playoffs come. He's not trying on defense. I don't know what it is, but right now we don't got it. Like, it doesn't feel like how I always play with Chiqui, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like I'm playing with a random quarterback, and we're not meshing well. but it was an ugly win nonetheless. I wish Rams would have made playoffs. I think they're a good team with Eddie now.
Right. It's unfortunate that he comes in late.
They're a very good team, bro. Eddie's.
But I want to elaborate a little bit on that. Chiefs are in 5th place. You guys went 2-1. So what more did this sounds like you're giving yourself an A3F.
It was horrible. Bro, we're just not firing how I would expected us to. I just don't like our wins. The wins were sloppy versus Eddie. It could have been done a long time ago. You have Davila at corner and Alex G at corner. Not that he's bad, but there was a point that Alex G was covering me. Obviously, Eddie's playing safety and he's going to help him out. So Chiqui sent me deep, but don't throw that ball. I'll just go deep to take 2 with me. And he throws the ball and I'm like, Chiqui, bro, like you can't be that dumb. And Eddie just sandwiched me. So things like that. And then we lost against Chicago, but we'll talk about that later. And then what was the other game? Buffalo. We blew them out. Then we did blow up, but it was still ugly. We missed a lot of opportunities. He threw a bomb to Hulk. It was a seam, and he threw a back shoulder fade to that guy. And I tell Chiqui all the time, Chiqui, Hulk is good, but Chiqui, Hulk is not gonna catch that. Like never in your. And I got picked. I'm like, you think you have Peñas all around and these guys. This is DD, bro. The ball needs to come out different, and I don't think Chiqui understands that yet. He's just giving everybody these crazy opportunities that it's not working out.
Okay. On this show, we've talked about the Cowboys a lot, and a lot of the discussion has been whether they're frauds or not, because they are one of those teams that it's either you're on one side or the other. It's a very polar team in terms of if people think they're good or not. They had 2 games in which were 2 losses: Chargers, Cowboys, Ravens, Cowboys. They lost both games. Yes, they won. They lost against a good, peaky, and a underrated Chargers team and an underperforming, underwhelming Ravens team with David at the helm. But those were 2 L's for the Cowboys. Were they missing anyone, or is it just that they're just not good enough?
Bro, honestly, I hope I ref them this week. They're the only team I have not ref. I have never seen the Cowboys play in live, only from far. I don't know why, but bro, I don't know what it is, but they're making it work. I don't think they have anybody good, but apparently they have a guy that's leading in TDs.
That's
This
rookie of the year.
called Daniel.
Rookie of the year. Daniel Gonzalez, rookie of the year. Has to be.
And Daniel Elias is also really underrated.
100%.
I don't think that guy
They have the name. They have the names, but they went 1-2 this week.
They got clapped up.
Yeah, they lost 4-1 to the Chargers.
Oh, wrecked.
And then they lost 3-2 to the Ravens.
But then think about it. They went 1-2 and they only moved down one position, and not even, because they're still tied for that 2, 3, 4 in the South. They all have the same record, so it's just point differential.
No. You don't want to start the season strong and finish ugly. Trust me, from an experienced champion, that shit carries over.
No, 1,000, especially this season. That
It
it's
reminds me of the Cowboys from last season.
Especially this season that we play this weekend, and next weekend is playoffs. So
there's a 1 week thing. There's a 1 week.
It's a 1 week turnover. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Wow. But yeah, they remind me a little bit of the Cowboys last year. Remember how they were with Andy? They were really good with Mark.
Yep.
And then
they fizzed out at the end.
Yeah. They started showing signs of weakness last week, and then it carried over into playoffs.
Bills. They had stud of the week, 3-0. And then last week, they go 0-3?
Yeah,
1-2? 1-2. Bills went 1-2.
That was really weird, man.
They go 0-3.
Oh no, they went 0-3. Wow, no, they went 0-3. They lost to the Niners 2-4. They lost to the Chiefs 4-1, and they lost to the Titans 2-4. Wow.
Yeah, we took a shit on them. They but they're not bad. I don't know why they got blown out.
Team sucks. They don't have a captain, as self-proclaimed by Jerry. They don't have a true number 1 on offense, and for all intents and purposes, they have 4 tier 6s on the field.
Yeah, their defense is porous to say.
Horrific. Horrific.
And for Cheeky to pick it apart, that was weird. I was like, damn, your defense must be really bad for Cheeky to throw anywhere, and it was like going for 6.
I mean, but look, that team it's. I mean, as cliche as it sounds, that team, it's all on Johan. If Johan shows up,
because they're there, because we'll talk about them later for the playoff picture, because they're sitting in 8th, 4 points behind. So they need 2 wins
Look,
minimum.
I'm gonna be fair to Johan. Jerry did drop a bomb on me. He dropped a bomb on me, and then Johan missed the little nerd, the little skinny nerd with glasses on a post on Cheeky. He overthrew it. So it could have been a 4-3 game very easily.
granted, but, like it's all on Johan. If Johan shows up like week 3, Johan,
because they're deep. I think everyone has to show, because the problem is that their defense can't afford to miss a wide open TD.
Okay.
So, but they're good. They're what they did last week doesn't show it. They have a good team, but Jerry has to make the catches and John has to be on, and they're a good team, bro. They're like a top 4 team still in our conference, I think, but they just weren't on that day, and that sucks.
Face value, Raiders.
next.
So I have something to say about
they have to be talked about. We lost to a 4-man team, which in reality, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, was a 3-man team, because it was Freddie, Chink, and Lewis, and all they were doing, it was like running the air tech plays and the quítate tú pa ponerme yo, double pump, pim pam pum.
Yo, it works. It works.
It works. And bro, they were working like if they played together their whole lives, and their experience.
So,
and it's not like they were picking on like the lower tiers. Like they were like going, like Lewis like deserved that stud of the week.
yeah.
He got
me with the Air Tech Classic, the little chino on their hand throw.
My Freddie had that. Freddie did that, and Lewis caught it over Georgie.
No, bro. And
one of my picks was Lewis. Like I threw it to Suazo, and Lewis just jumped over Suazo, jumped the route, and took it in the end zone on a long 3rd down.
Well, they beat us too. They picked up a guy and they had the team, but nonetheless, they figured it out with who they have.
They're sitting in 4th, 19 points. I was talking to Chink yesterday. He tells me he still hasn't been able to get a replacement. I got to replace Chink. He's telling me he doesn't have a replacement going into week 5. And he might go. He was saying that he was going to go 5 hard.
I mean, listen, if he wants to, he's more than welcome to. It's all on him. I will say this. Your performance got saved by the fact that you guys did win a game. But obviously, I know you guys weren't around. But I think it was like the first season when a lot of talent came in. I think it was season 11. Lewis's team, which was always, Lewis and Toure, they've always been the Raiders. Lewis, Ale, Chris J, and then a tier 4 and tier 5. Ale had like broken his ankle, so from a tournament. So they came back for the last week of the season. Just like now, it was 4 games, and they played with 3 players. 3v4, which I think is a little bit harder than 5 against 4 because you got to cover more ground in 4-on-4.
Sure.
But bro, and I mean, it was just Lewis. I'm not gonna lie. Lewis just said, "Throw the ball to me every single time. I'm gonna bounce everybody here," and he did that. But so I would say that, and there was actually against that season's Ravens, which was like Ham, Ray Martinez, Brett, Renee. I don't think you guys know it other than Ray and Ham, but you guys got lucky. You guys won a game, because if not, yeah, bro, that would have been definitely the worst performance that I've ever seen in DD.
Yeah, bro. I went into that game.
I have nothing to say. It was like one of those games where it was just like quicksand.
I can speak on it because I lost it
like it didn't matter. It didn't matter what we did. It just went wrong. Like we created 3 turnovers because there was 3 interceptions that game. But they had 3 stops against us, literally, like either like right in the run zone or like right outside the run zone. Literally 3 stops from there, and it was frustrating. We couldn't score from short, and just they killed it. They really did. And
I'm a fan of Chicago now because they beat us too. And I'm not gonna
then
say they're good.
but then we played the Bengals, and it's just expected that the Bengals are going to tramp on everyone because that's exactly what we've been saying this, this season long. As long as Willie's playing, the Bengals win. Now, the third game was against the Rams, and I just felt matchups were there, and I got to throw the rock, even though my own people cost me 2 touchdowns on my stat list. It is what it is. We live and we learn. Gotta
You
check the
torch
stat sheet.
Eddie?
We gotta check the stat sheet. I got gypped.
Did you torch Eddie?
I didn't torch Eddie by no stretch of the imagination. I played my simple game. We played a team game when in their situations I couldn't throw the ball, and Pat threw a bomb to Swazo. I did one of the plays where I handed off to Pat, and it was one-on-one Swazo, and Swazo took it to. It was a jump ball in the end zone, and
Exceptional.
And Eddie has to come off the field. So, and that's sort of the issue because there was just a couple drives where Eddie had to come off the field. And imagine that team without Eddie. It was like Dusty on his own.
When we played him, he didn't come off at all. Neither did Cheeky. It was weird.
And the thing was that Eddie was on point. Darren had like 3 big drops that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did Eddie not rip one? I have no idea.
wow, bro. I mean, drops are. I can't stand people that drop balls, bro. Like that's my. I can't stand that, bro.
Killed it. Killed the momentum for them, and we took the game. So
Darren sucks. That little boy sucks, Wiener.
all right. But that wraps up our impressive and horrific performances of the week. Studs and duds kind of speak for themselves. I think Ian got the short end of the stick. I'm pretty sure we could have came up with more people because the stat line wasn't that bad. He snoozed in, but
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like, I mean, I think Angel, I don't think you were around. I know Mikey definitely was around. It was like 3 seasons ago when Enzo got dud of the week. It was essentially the same thing because he slept in and he didn't show up.
okay.
So, when you're in
Okay.
tier 2, you're expected to be there.
100%. And especially when they traded for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now moving on to the games of the week of week 5. And these are the games that will dictate the playoff picture, which we will review in brief moments. First game on the slate that they're giving us, nothing early, 10:15 a.m. Beaky and the Chargers against Devin
No,
and the Menacing Lions.
I like that game a lot. They played already once.
Yeah, but it was
not
week 1.
but not these teams because Beaky made a lot of trades.
No.
Oh,
Actually, yeah, it was these teams. It was these teams. Yeah, it was these teams. But it was just, it definitely was because this is remember this is our week 2 schedule. So yeah, this was definitely it was after Beaky made those trades.
Yep, it was.
I thought his trades came in week 3. I thought he kept on to
As
Lewis
soon
for
as
a
week
little
1
longer.
ended, he did it, and he won. But I think, I mean, I just don't, bro. How you feel about the Cowboys? How I feel about the Chargers? I mean, Beaky obviously is good,
Yeah.
but the team is wolf. That team is garbage, and has nothing to do with Beaky. We're even talking about them because of Beaky. A compliment to him, but the team is garbage, bro. I'm sorry. It is a buffoon team. Jules swears he is not a factor. The guy has no idea what he's doing out there, and it shows in Beaky stats. The guy is 28. He has 28 tutties and 9 picks. Compare that to last year's stats.
I'm not a fan.
No, last year's it's like 40 to 43.
2 3 interceptions or
Like
2 total.
2-3 interceptions and like 40 touchdowns. 40 something touchdowns.
He's
No,
28.
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Me
Not a fan
either.
of that.
So you're saying Devin is going to be the Chargers?
He
I mean,
should.
they did before 4-3. And it was with Face. And I don't think, Juan Lazo is better than Face necessarily, but he's definitely faster. So it's like,
No, it's just that they got Jaime, they got Mark. You have to put the ball in their hands, and their lesser tiers they'll match up pretty well against the Chargers, because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be the lesser tiers there.
I think they match up. I find it. I think Beaky, if he scores, he's gonna run like crazy. That's the only way, handoffs. Because throwing, they just don't match up well. I don't think so. I think he's gonna run a lot, and Beaky has to play like
I say
Tyrann
listen,
Matthew.
I'm gonna
Big
say,
has to play lights out, bro.
I'm gonna say
Lights
But
out.
Chargers 4-3.
defense, he has to-
Chargers 4-3. Chargers 4-3.
Chargers could win because I think Devin is trigger happy and Beaky will
Yeah,
bait a couple
Devin's
picks.
gonna throw a pick. He's gonna throw
Yeah.
a pick.
And Biggie's not retarded. He's gonna back up and bait someone, and Devin's just gonna make that mistake because he's foolish. But
Peaky knows what's at stake. He wants the MVP. He got cheated in his mind last season. He wants it this season.
No, he definitely got cheated last season. It's not in his mind. He definitely got cheated.
So 4-3 Chargers for me.
I got the same score. I got 4-3 Lions. Same
4-3
same
Lions.
as week 2.
I got 3-2 Lions. I think it's an ugly
3-2
game.
Lions, a little tighter game. Okay. Next game on the slate. Raiders, Chiefs.
I don't know why this is game of the week. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know
I'm
either, bro.
Well, no, because it dictates a big picture.
I get
in-
that.
in-
You're
in
right.
the
I do
playoffs.
get that. But
Because we're both going to be fighting for that position. We
Right,
both
okay,
need to
I
win
see
this
that.
game.
I see that. Right. I think we both suck right now. I don't think
The battle of the suck.
the what?
The battle of the suck.
Yeah, like I think we both get into playoffs, but I mean, I think I know it's game of the week. It's redemption tour, obviously. Peña's coming out. He didn't like how he did last week, where the whole team's angry.
I'm gonna hug Peña pregame. It's only fitting. I hope
If
Monchi
Gritty-
shows up
if
too.
Gritty
It's
on us
Tropical Park.
again- if
Monchi
you
should show
gritty
up
on
too.
us again, I swear to God, I'm walking off that field, dog.
I'm sorry, what?
If you gritty on us on that field again, bro, I'm walking off. There's no way you score again. I swear, if you run to end zone, it's a hit stick, and I'll take the flag, but you're gonna fumble that ball. I'm letting you get
okay.
end zone.
All right, I'm gonna take that bet. Throwing, catching, or rushing.
Touchdown, period. If you score,
because I'm starting quarterback.
Angels, you're gonna start at quarterback?
Starting quarterback. Not all time Q. How many touchdowns before like you slit your wrists?
I'll do the same
One.
bet that I did with you with Becca. The over under is 0.5.
well, mine was
No, it was 1.5, right?
Yeah, mine was 1. Yeah, 1.5. You said I would score only once.
Okay.
So
You still owe me.
0.5?
You haven't paid up, by the way.
Bro, I was off by a little bit.
Okay, 0.5.
So I'm gonna take the under on 0.5.
So
Okay.
you're saying what? 4-0 Chiefs?
No, but I think they make a substitution real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So you got the score, what, 4-2 Chiefs?
Yeah, 4-2. I like 4-2.
Yeah, I got 4-3 Chiefs.
4-3 Chiefs. Okay. Moving on. Titans, Bengals. And potential MVP.
I like this game.
Potential MVP.
Right. I like it because of that.
Titans, second place. Bengals, third place. They're tied at 24. All right. So speaking, Titans, Bengals, second place versus third place. Point differential amongst them.
That's straight. You're fighting for the second bye. Because that's all you're fighting for right there. You're fighting for the second bye.
So both teams are going to take it serious. We know they are. Who's going to win?
They have to. They have to. I don't know who on the Titans is going to show up. If they're going to have a full team. If they're not going to have a full team. There's rumors that the Bengals are going to tell Big Bird to not show up again. We'll see, man. We'll see. Listen, I still think the Titans are frauds.
Wait. Big Bird, if Big Bird doesn't show up, wait. So they did that last week without Big Bird?
No. Big Bird was missing week 4 no matter what.
Yeah.
But so they couldn't do the penalty.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
but
announced it
they're
before the
gonna
season.
have to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. That
Okay.
No, that
so-
changes the game completely.
so it's on good authority that Bert's not showing up.
No. I'm just hearing rumors. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors.
All right. So I regardless have it Bengals 4-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals. Just because I know there's definitely there. I don't know who's showing up on the Titans. That I know for a fact. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals 4-2.
Mikey?
I think the rule makes a difference, and just because we're talking about it now, the Chiefs are doing that also next week. So I think it changes our Raiders game. It makes it a lot closer. I don't know. We're doing that too, though. 5 hard and
Who are you dropping?
no, Michael C. He had to get back surgery.
Oh, that's right. Speedy
Yeah.
recovery, Michael.
So I'm gonna try it out, see if we get somebody. If not, like if we do really good, I'll just go into playoffs like that. And if it's bad, we don't like it, then I'll pick whoever doesn't make playoffs. I'm hoping it's you, Angel, that doesn't make playoffs.
You can't. Angel was drafted before him.
I could get any tier 6 if they don't.
Drafted lower than him.
Really, that's not what John told me, but whatever. Something for us to debate later when it comes.
Yeah, I think that's something to debate because
I
from
heard
my
it's any tier
understand-
6.
it was any tier
like
6.
whichever one I want.
But what I was told was that
That's what I was told, like on text.
that the Chargers Beaky would have the first pick.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, I get it.
He would have first dibs of the tier 6s that are available, is what I was under the impression.
Because his is
Yeah.
missing. Wait, why him?
Gabe is out for the playoffs and he was drafted tier 5. So
And he was last pick, and he was last pick in the original draft, so he gets first pick on the supplemental draft.
Damn, I didn't know that was a rule. Okay.
interesting. Yeah, that's a new rule.
That's very weird.
Or maybe I just made it up right now. It sounded pretty convincing though, right? Because I was
Yeah.
completely under the impression that that's the way it is.
I don't know.
No, I mean, it's happened before. But it hasn't been like multiple people. And the one
But you know that this season has just been like the way that it's been. You know, it's been
this has been the season of missing players.
like it's a first for everything. Like we're popping the cherry on literally everything this
So
season.
it's Bengals, us, and Beaky. So damn, it is important who gets that first pick, bro.
Yeah, who's fighting for Roger?
Damn, John, need clarity, dog.
Yeah, so you're saying the Panthers out of the playoffs?
100%.
I mean, I like them so much, bro. I'm a huge fan of the Panthers, man.
Well, if Manny Carbonell shows up.
Well, anyways, back to like the point, the Titans and the Bengals game.
I have 4-2 Bengals.
I don't know who's gonna win. No, I have Bengals winning, but
I don't know who's gonna win, bro. This is exactly why you get dunked on, like the day that the show drops. Like,
I'll tell you this.
I don't know who's gonna win, but
If
hey, you know what?
If
Bengals.
If Ant picks off Willie, that's your MVP.
If man picks up Willie, okay, yeah, because he did more on defense than Willie did all season.
Absolutely, and he
Literally,
picked off the
PD,
guy.
like, PD's game plan is like, Willie, yo, stand over here. Don't hurt your hand. I got everything else.
Willie's having an impressive season, man.
It's been working out, bro.
Yes. Yeah. Now, last game. Again, what has become what my fraudulent pick. The Cowboys versus the Seahawks. The new look Seahawks with Jordan, Kevin, and Ant.
Yeah, man. So I'm interested to see this game for 2 reasons. I know there's a little bit of a headache in Seahawks camp. There's uncertainty there, but
What
I
is the
mean,
uncertainty?
I can't disclose. But there is they have the mismatch at every tier, bro.
No, they do.
I do, you know. But then it also gonna be, does Kevin and Jordan clash once again? If they clash,
a lot, I've seen 1 or 2 of Kevin's games, and what I saw a lot was obviously Ant going out, and then you would have TY coming underneath. Like, is Jordan going to be continuously coming underneath? Is he going to continuously be okay with going short, dart, or?
I'm saying if they make it, if they take their friendship onto the field, I think they'll be good. But if they start to clash, like it happened last season,
49ers.
I think that could be the end of the Seahawks run, but
So the thing about them, bro, is that when you have a 9-0 team and then you
on paper, they should win 1-0.
You have a 9-0 team and then you throw away what I think potentially is you could say your best player. Maybe his stats haven't shown it, but he's the best player. This little boy is guarding everybody locked down. He's scoring. He's doing his thing. And you trade him for Jordan, debatably upgrade or downgrade. You know, I think it's trending a little bit to a mild downgrade. Still, you're getting a cap, but you do this big trade. Yo, one loss, and that team is flipping shit inside the house. You're tripping out. You're like, oh my God, we were 9-0. And now we did this trade where we shipped probably one of our best guys who we didn't appreciate for my boy because he's a cap. And now we lost a game for the first time. They're going to fight. And so if they don't lose, they're good. I think if they lose one game, or even if the game starts bad, they're down 2-0, picks are happening, they're gonna fight, bro. It's gonna get stupid. I think so. Just personally,
they play the Broncos, they play the Giants, they play the Panthers,
Tough game.
and the Cowboys.
They lose. I got them losing 3-1.
Okay. Wow. But fortunately, that's the last game of the slate, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's not, because what if they, we're saying the Giants is a dub, but what if all of a sudden Chris D shows up? What if Ian shows up on time? What if Dak shows up? What if everybody shows up?
No, 100%. No, if we're gonna look at it that way, we're like,
so they easily have three
crazier things have happened. Some people have lost to 4 guys. Bro, I just gotta make fun of myself. Like that,
you have to, bro. That's the only way to get past it.
That was bad. All right, gentlemen. So that kind of gives us an idea where we're going into, which is going to be the playoff prediction. Ultimately, gentlemen, who gets in, who gets out?
It's tough, man. This is probably
Let's start off with the North. It really is going to boil down to Jaguars, Titans, Bengals automatically in. There, we could leave that as a certain lock. Bears are just a double away from being technically in and being in the safe zone. So it's practically that Chiefs to Rams, and the Rams need perfection, and everyone and their mother praying. And
the Rams are out.
Ernie with their whole with his whole entire his legion.
Rams are out. They're done. They need to go 4-0. Yeah, no, they're out. They need to go 4-0, bro. And everybody else needs to go like 0-4 or 1-3.
They're mathematically alive, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but no, they're out. I actually will say this. I think, bro, as crazy as it sounds, I think the Niners sneak in and the Bears fall out.
I was thinking that the Bears fall out too, even though they had a good week last week, and I like the shit they got away with. I think everyone put their guard down, because they're like, the Bears suck, and they have 4 down. And I went into the game drunk too. That's not an excuse. It's not. They beat our ass. But I did, and we drank, and we were waiting for it, and bro, the little tricky shit gets you. But I think when people now know, and they'll see 8-2 on defense. No offense to my dog, but they're gonna pick on the guy who's playing DB. But I think they could fall out.
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be in this order. It's going to be Jaguars, Titans, Bengals automatically. Bears fall out. 49ers don't make it. Bills squeak in. Raiders are gonna beat the Chiefs, so it's gonna be Raiders on top of the Chiefs.
I like it. I like those 6 teams too.
That's what I feel it's going to be. Is Jaguars, Titans, Bengals, Raiders in 4th. Then it'll be
I'm gonna
Chiefs,
save my bold. I
Bills.
agree with that, but I'm gonna save something for my bold prediction.
Okay, but I just feel like that's what's going to be feasible. Unfortunately, the 49ers, it was a complete disservice to them. I hope that I know that Joan will find a way to make it right for them, because they were like left on a deserted island. They learned the hard way how it is to DD, and they're going to be more astute going forward.
They play the Raiders. I'm not saying that's a dub, but
absolutely
that could be a good game.
All these teams are playing against each other.
Who probably might not show up. They have a shot, bro. I think I'm
just saying I'm picking my 6. I'm picking my 6, but they could very well get in. They're a point off. It's 4 games. Anything could happen in 4 games. I could blow my knee in the second one. And then
you didn't have to go that far, but
I'm just saying it is what it is. Might as well. We're making fun of me the whole entire day. But that being said, moving forward, that's what I feel it's going to be. You think the 49ers might sneak in? Bills don't. but it's going to come down to those two. And I just feel that Johan has way too much pride to put up another performance like they did last week. He's going to come back and he's just going to, that's what I feel is going to happen. And Jerry and Johan, bro, they're vets, bro. I just feel that they have
No,
more.
Alex Kidd is low-key good, bro. Well, he sucks cock at is a quarterback. I told him honestly, I'm like, don't play quarterback no more. Don't tell people you're a quarterback. Just be a tier 2 receiver, DB. To me, next season, he might not be just because of they thought he was a quarterback, but he is a tier 2. That the kid's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Now-
he's good. He covers gray and he got a he's good, bro. I like him.
So he's good. Alex is good.
He's not as bad as people think. At least I was the only one that said he sucked cock, but he doesn't suck that much cock now that he left quarterback. Sucks
No.
cock at quarterback, does not suck cock at football.
Expert analysis from you from the Stifler.
Thanks, Mikey. Thanks.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mikey.
A lot of people don't know the guy. You ask people who's Alex DeRoss, they're like, who? No, I just told you. The guy who thought he was a quarterback transferred to receiver. He's right. He's the opposite of Ryan Tannehill, you know? Quarterback to receiver. Is there someone in the NFL that's done that? Braxton Miller, right?
Cordell Stewart.
Who?
Cordell Stewart.
Exactly. Let's go to the South standings, bro.
Done deal South. Seahawks automatically in. Lions automatically in. Cowboys automatically in. Chargers automatically in. They're too far ahead to implode.
They're a game ahead.
No, they're 4 points
I don't
ahead.
think
It's a game.
they're
And,
locked. They're
there's
not
a
locked.
game and more. It's a game and more. It's 4
I'm gonna tell you
points.
something crazy though. None of those 4 teams matter. None of them are gonna win. They're not gonna go to the chip.
I understand that, but we're just talking about the playoff picture right now, Mikey. So let's stay on the task on hand.
My fault.
So let's talk about there's Eagles, Ravens, Dolphins, Panthers fighting for
think-
2 spots.
For me, I
Picture.
got Eagles and Ravens falling out. Dolphins and Panthers moving up.
Wow.
I like Panthers moving up. I do. And then Ravens and Dolphins, holy crap. I think Dolphins do take David out. They don't play, but I think so too, bro.
So
David went 2-1 last week, but I just don't like this team.
didn't Lulu go 0-3?
They went 3-0 last week.
They went 3-0.
Lulu went 3-0, but then the week before he went 0-3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the final week. Let's see the schedule.
Bro, it's a murderer's road over there. They all play each other.
No, it is the tougher conference for a reason.
You know?
Dolphins play Chargers first up. Cowboys, Giants
and Panthers. I'm telling you, bro, it's tough. Everywhere you look, it's gonna be.
That's what I'm saying.
Ravens
So you're
play-
saying-
look,
so you're
Ravens
saying
play the
Dolphins
Panthers.
are going to get 3 dubs there.
I think so. I think the only thing the Ravens have going for them is the fact that they're the only team that's in contention that plays the Broncos.
So it's an automatic dub.
So it's an automatic dub. But then they play the Panthers, they play the Chargers, and they play the Lions.
So it's who comes out that day, obviously.
You know, so it's tough. It's
Who
tough.
has the better chances there though? Because the Giants, I'm not going to say it's an automatic dub.
Yeah,
as
no,
where
no,
you
no,
would say
can't.
that the Broncos is an automatic dub. So
I think out of them, Panthers have the best team.
right, but I'm just saying that the Ravens have an easier path than the Dolphins do.
Right.
And a lot of what the Dolphins do is predicated on the fact that Lulu has to perform and excel and be able to make up what everyone else lacks on that team. As where David just makes life easier for everyone.
So we're counting out the Eagles automatically by this conversation, right? They fall out.
To me, they're the worst team in that conference.
For
Out of
sure.
the teams
Of
that could-
those four mentioned,
yeah, of those 4.
Panthers, because we've already assessed that the first 4 automatically in. It's too much for them to fall out. So when you put the Dolphins, Ravens, Eagles, Panthers, I think the consensus here from the 3 of us is that the Panthers are better than the 4. But now the other 3 is David and the Ravens, Peanut and the Eagles, and then your final team is Lulu and the Dolphins.
And if we go by captains, I'm gonna take, in my opinion, Peanut's the worst one out of those 4.
And then
Out
it's
of Al,
and it
Petey.
boils down to Lulu and the Ravens. And I just think the Ravens have the easier path.
I think so too, because I'm looking at their Panthers schedule and god damn, they play the Ravens first, then they play the Eagles, then they play the Seahawks, then they play the Dolphins. Like, fuck, bro.
Brutal,
But I
bro.
mean, listen, bro. Maybe they get those first 2 dubs and they start rolling. I don't know. I think they'll get in. I think
They're
it's just
sneaky
too
good.
much.
No, they're sneaky. They're sneaky good.
If
They're
Manu
very
shows
good.
up,
I saw
bro,
them
they're a
beat
good team.
They beat Beaky and
They
already-
almost beat David when David had Willie and Enzo without Al.
No,
And
I
they
know.
picked up a tier 6 to throw.
I completely agree that they're the team that gets in from those 4. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, who do we pick on the second one? I just tend to lean on the guy who's won it 3 times, as opposed to, on a week where 4 games have to be played, and a lot of what Lulu
No,
does.
that's
is Lulu running.
I agree with that point, but I think to me he still ends up third. But bro, I'm telling you what,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
saying
say
Lulu
something
can't do
else
it,
about
but
both
it's
predictions.
going to take a monumental effort from Lulu to do it. Hey, all this tells us is that we're going to have a great week of football.
Yep.
Now,
that week 5 is gonna be good.
this week is fire. Now, culminating the season, we're bringing a wrap to the season. So part of what this show does is that we like to highlight the best of the best. So how we are entering the final week, we want to let everyone know sort of where they're at. So when those awards come through, sort of what this panel believes should be what we like to call the best tiers. So, all right, tier 6, best of the tier 6s.
Tier 6, man. Listen, guys, all I'm gonna say is this: there's plenty of people in contention, right? So I was gonna try to narrow it down to 2 people, but so I think we got 4 for every tier.
First
Tier
of all, say
6.
that we love them. Say we love tier 6s.
Yeah, I love my tier 6s.
Nah,
Like, I
tier
actually use
6s.
it.
Tier 6s make this league.
Yep.
Y'all
and
are the reason why I play this.
And I actually use my tier 6, unlike other quarterbacks that
Yeah,
just feed
hey,
their
Georgie
top pick.
Patterson, mad love, dog. Yeah,
I
love your
wanna
tier 6.
I wanna give a formal sincere wish to Michael C, who he has to undergo back surgery, fellas. He can no longer play with us in the Chiefs. And it's very unfortunate because his speed was crazy. And
Yeah.
we had him, so we're gonna miss him. And recover well, my boy. We're gonna bring you back a ring. And tier 6s, man, we love you, man, and I love you, Michael. I love you.
All right, so the top 4 for tier 6.
So I got Kevin G from the Bills.
Okay.
He has, I would say, the most all-around game in tier 6 so far. He has 17 catches, 10 flag pulls, only 2 touchdowns, but then he has 3 picks.
Okay.
I got yours truly, Angel Camacho, with 11 catches, 4 flag pulls, and 8 total touchdowns.
I hate you, Daniel.
We got Miguelito's own
My little
Roger.
cock.
Roger Tomas with 9 catches. Surprisingly, 15 flag pulls.
What? And he makes the refs count it.
Nah, he gave out some croquetas. He gave out some
No,
croquetas.
when he gets a flag pull, he makes me ready.
Sticky fingers. Dale, keep going.
He has 7 touchdowns, 1 sack. I don't know how.
Who
and
did
1
he
pick.
sack, bro? Who did he sack?
Who did he sack?
Show
I have no
yourself.
idea.
Show
But I do know he
yourself.
picked off Lulu.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
but
I
that's
saw it
okay.
happen.
No, it's okay. It's Lulu was tired from Weekend Warriors or from raving at Ultra. It's okay. It happens. But who got sacked by Roger? Yo, show yourself.
Yo, straight
Yo.
up, who got
Yo.
sacked by that
Yo,
guy?
Andres, pull up the stats, bro. Pull up the stats. I need to see the game that Roger got the sack, bro.
No, no.
Andres, pull up the
Get
stat
the
sheet.
picture and make it the logo of DD. Roger getting the sack.
Bro, 100%. 100 with the little like feathers of the Mia.
What?
Sack, dog. Yeah.
Wow,
Like,
pocket.
this aquí, like my little cock, bro. 100%.
Hey, whoever got sacked, pocket mobility. zero.
Oh.
And then we got Peter Velez, or I think that's his last name, with 8 catches, 11 flag pulls, leading all tier 6s with 9 total touchdowns and 1 pick off of me.
I hate you, Daniel.
So
I'd be leading on tier 6.
tier 6, man. Listen, I think again, this is our opinion, but I think these are the people that everyone should have in mind and should be looking over, unless someone just completely, takes over in week 5.
All right.
Moving on to
Tier 5.
tier 5, another freaking great competition. So I have Las Sanchez from the Dolphins. He has 26 catches, 19 flag pulls, 7 total touchdowns, 2 sacks, and 4 picks. I got Arnold Boo leading the league for tier 5s in catches with 37. 8 flag pulls, 8 total touchdowns, 4 sacks, 1 pick.
That's good, man.
We got Andres
Wait,
Del Rio, the bird watcher.
Did Boo win it last season or no?
No.
Tier 5?
No, he was it was Nick G, I think. Nick G.
It was Nick G. Yes, it was Nick G.
And then we got Andres, the bird watcher, the Rio, with 29 catches.
Oh no, that Andres. That's a tier 5.
He's a tier. He was I think he was a bottom 4 pick in tier 5. 29 catches, 15 flag pulls, 7 total touchdowns, and 1 INT. Now, I don't want to leave this person out because I know he's gonna get super dramatic if I leave him out. So I'm gonna give him an honorable mention. He has 26 catches, 7 flag pulls, and 9 touchdowns, and that's Laz Cifuentes.
The slant master.
Yeah, but he has nothing on defense, so that's why I didn't want to leave him out. But just he has nothing on defense.
No, and the tape shows it. He's lost out there.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No.
Thank God that Lugia is in that secondary because he bails him out.
Here we go.
No. If those are your offensive stats with potentially the MVP quarterback of the season, you suck.
So tier 4,
Wait,
4, bro.
How about you shut up and let me say them?
All right, go ahead. Say tier 4, bro.
I'm not. Look, here's the infographic. We're going back to where we were. Here are the stats right here. We can talk about it right now. We have, obviously, we put this Rapera. He's there. Might not show on the infographic, but if remember, he's an MVP candidate that we're going to get into later. But if he doesn't get in, automatically, we have a tier 4 winner. So, but in case that doesn't happen, he becomes MVP. Let's talk about these other 4 scrubs. We only like tier 6s. We don't really get along with tier 4s and tier 5s, not our style. But let's talk about Robbie. 49 catches. His stats look super sexy and all that. But, my guy, you started with 21 catches, 8 touchdowns. You falling off a mountain. You cannot win best tier 4. You were hot 1 week. Automatic. Your streak is done. That guy had 1 good week. It was an anomaly, clearly. If you subtract, he's had 27 catches and like 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks.
It would be 28. It would be 28, Mikey.
Okay,
Oh
my
my
fault.
God, you're gonna be a doctor.
My fault. So,
Hey, listen.
Kaka. Sorry, Robbie.
Listen.
Hey, Robbie, I love you.
1 milligram more, 1 milligram less.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
8 Xanax, 7 Xanax. Doesn't matter. Same thing. Here we go.
I beg to
And
differ.
the guy who's running away with it, though, our boy Daniel G, man. And probably rookie of the year if they do one.
No. Hey, listen, Daniel G, hands down, rookie of the year,
Leading the
underrated
league in
of the
touchdowns.
year,
Yep. by a
like
good amount.
touchdown on your mother of the year. Like he's leading touchdowns. End of story. And he doesn't have an
By
MVP
3.
quarterback.
By 3.
And he's
No, by
playing.
2.
And he's playing with elite talent on his team. Like there's guys that that are superior to him in terms of IQ of how long they've been playing the flag game, and the fact that he's eating. They're maximizing.
I
his
think that was
value.
a perfect fit for him because he's surrounded by IQ, so they're able to put him in the right
He
spot.
played high school football. He played high school football at Everglades.
not
He's
a
a wide
tier 4.
receiver.
I
He's
saw
a
the
slot
kid,
receiver. Like he knows football. And the fact that he's getting into the flag game, it's I think next season we'll see him in a tier 3. But
not a
he
tier
has
4.
very high potential, bro.
I saw him dive for a flag. There's requirements. The way I do tiers is if you're diving for a ball, you're automatically not a tier 4. Automatically. Ain't no tier 4 diving for a ball. I don't care if you dropped it or not. I saw the motherfucker lay flat. So automatic by fucking balls,
default.
tier 3. So no, but good for him. I think it's him. I
No,
think
great.
he's doing away.
Great for him. Great for him. He's a baller. I'm glad that he's got his health back.
Yeah.
Tier 3.
It gets complicated now, man. Now it gets tough because there's a lot of competition. I guess Pena could speak on it better since he plays with one of the candidates.
So, to be honest, man, I pretty much assumed tier 3 was Ernie's like locked, but bro, Ernie has 38 catches, leading all tier 3s, has 21 flagpoles, 11 touchdowns, and 15 sacks, obviously leading the league, and 2 off from the record. But then you have Mikey Valdez, who has sneaked under the radar because he's been on bad teams, but he has 34 catches, 24 flagpoles, and 12 touchdowns.
And he
To
missed a
go with
week.
1 pick.
And he missed
No, I don't think he missed a week. No, he didn't miss a week. But this one is the super intriguing one, where we have Lewis. Lewis has 25 catches, 20 flagpoles, 10 touchdowns, 1 sack, and 6 picks, which is leading the league. He's tied for the league in interceptions, and he missed a week.
Yeah.
So even though I thought it was Ernie's lockdown, I mean, I still think it's Ernie's because at the end of the day, he didn't miss a week, you know. But bro, it's a lot tighter than I thought. It's a really, really good race.
It's like no. Ernie's sack number is like it puts some. It's a huge advantage. It's like crazy.
It's 1-2. It's 1-2, and then everybody else. But I still think that going into the final week, Ernie has a sizable lead. It's 15 sacks, man.
I think it'll end up being Ernie because he's consistent every week. Although I'm not a Lewis hater, I saw him
get 5 sacks this week. He's gonna have 20 sacks. Ernie's going to have 20 sacks.
If Bears don't make playoffs and they fall off a bit, I could see Lewis not getting
Ernie is a monster rushing.
Right.
He's gonna have 20 sacks.
Yeah. If he breaks a sack record, I can't see how we take it away from him. But Lewis is there, bro. And Mikey V, like
what
bro,
I was told was that they were going to establish records this season, but as 5-man records.
Yeah. Okay,
it's a different set of records.
Different set of records, but regardless, 20 sacks is 20 sacks.
Yeah,
Now, tier 2.
So tight.
Go ahead, Mikey.
Gets even harder.
So since I'm a tier 2, I don't have no business with these people, obviously. I'm really like a tier 3, tier 4. I mean, the thing is, it's always special to see Jaime be up there and now he's sharing the ball with Mark. And they're both up there very close. Just Mark is not a captain, but they have like the same touchdowns, right? Mark.
Yeah, they're both top 5 in catches,
right.
And they're tied for second in touchdowns.
So I don't know if you credit them or Devin to sustaining 2, and guys like Green Bay right now in fantasy sustaining 2 top wide receivers. Like it's crazy. But Jaime, a lot of catches, bro. He scores a lot. 4 I didn't know he had picks like that. Julio though, on a garbage team. I'm sorry, Chrissy, but you're a garbage quarterback. This is Julio the rusher, right?
Yeah, Julio Gonzalez.
Yeah. To me, Chris D's a garbage quarterback. This guy's 52 catches. Yeah, they could all be darts. Who cares? But he still has 9 touchdowns. It sucks that he has a sack. I'm assuming he's not rushing every play.
Yeah,
I
think that's what I would say.
Have him on coverage. They have him on coverage.
I would say that's what hurts.
If he was rushing, I think he'd be the runaway because I would assume he'd have like 9 sacks at least.
But that's the difference between DD and everything else.
Right. You have. I mean, if you're tier 2, you're
highly
not
rated and be a rusher.
If you're tier 2, you're not gonna be a rusher. That's why I think Kevin Nunez sucks. Because at tier 2, you should not be rushing. You gotta be covering somebody. You have to.
DD, yes. In DD, you should.
At tier 2, you have to be covering somebody.
You have to
be rushing, bro. So
and then look, a dark horse is Jason from the Eagles. As much slack as we're giving the Eagles as a team, I know a lot of people didn't know Jason coming into the season, and his stats don't jump they don't jump out at you, but he is overall consistent. 25 catches, 30 flagpoles, 6 touchdowns, 6 sacks, 3 INTs.
Right.
You know, I've seen him rush.
Really good.
You know, and his size and length definitely bothers Peaky. Like I've seen him then playing, DB and shutting down another team's number 1 receiver. Like he's doing everything for that team.
I also, besides this guy, I do want to give the names of 2 people that they missed a week, but I think they were supposed to be here. And if they have a crazy week, they could definitely be here. If they were here last week, they would definitely be here. But Manny C, absolute monster.
That kid's a stud.
No offense to Peaky, but Manny killed you, my boy. I'm sorry. Manny C made you his bitch. Don't kill me and call me after this. But Manny C killed him when they played. He rushed on fire. He scored on him. He had 12 touchdowns going into last week. And look at now where the league are 15-13. He didn't play. So he probably could have been the leader now. He
Yeah,
had sacks.
if he
had
pops
picks.
off, it's 4 games this
The
week.
kid's 20, bro.
No, he's a
Like,
monster. The
I
kid's a
like him
monster.
there. That's just one name. The
He's a
other
monster.
person was
Kevin.
It was Kevin.
Has-
If he
yeah,
didn't
it
win
has to be
MVP,
Kevin.
right?
Of course,
Um,
of course.
If he didn't win MVP, we were gonna bump him down just for props for being a decent quarterback, whatever. There's a lot of people. I think Enzo also could have been there if that whole trade didn't happen, man.
No,
Yeah, but him going to quarterback.
Yeah.
It's a graveyard.
if he just shut his chupa being, just don't trade, bro. Like, why you trying to trade, Just relax, dog.
Vibe.
Just
Pull
vibe.
flags. Pull flags, score tutties, and vibe.
Don't be trying to be this cop slayer. You think you got famous off that one season? That's it. Die. You're not that guy no more. Play, catch the ball. Go win a ring.
All right, MVP, Angel, have at it.
MVP. And I'm going to say it in the order that I feel that it should be. All right. And I think that the runaway.
We have a top 5, by the way.
We have a top 5. But my one overall is Perra. I think that 31 touchdowns. Ultimately, anything once you break that 30 TD threshold, you have 4 games, so you're guaranteed to at least get another 10, 12 touchdowns. So you're going to break 40. Every MVP that has at least had 40 overall touchdowns. So that's where I see it. And the fact that you've been able to have 4 INTs, you have a sack, you're there with the flag pulls, given your tier assignment. So I feel that's why, like, you have the complete picture and you're number 1. So I know we're going to get a little bit of feedback there that there's a bias there. Now, my number 2 is where it's going to shock everyone. In my opinion, I think number 2 is Ant. Ant is leading the league in 2 different categories. Going into week 5, it's a team that we consistently call fraud, but the reality is that they're in second place. So they're going to be in the playoffs. So we could continue to speculate which team's going to keep showing up. But if we're just going to judge on the past, I think that given what he's produced, Ant is your number 2. My number 3 would be Peaky, based on the fact of what he's been able to do with less. His team is extremely underrated. So that's why I don't give him as much prop as he feels that he deserves. And also, when you are Peaky, you're always going to be compared to Peaky. And if we compare this Peaky against last season's Peaky,
Not even close.
curb stomps this Peaky. And then if you grab the Peaky from before that one, would have curb stomped this one too. So this is a down season for Peaky. Obviously, he's not playing with an elite team, but it's not as bad as he's painting it to be. He's just not having the season that everyone else is having, to his demise. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to judge you based on how you drafted, how you traded, and how you performed on the field. Because,
Correct.
and you drafted bad, you played awesome, and you sort of made a couple good moves. You should have maybe held on to Lewis, and your overall performance is there. So I can't give you a curved grade on your stats when Perra is doing what he's doing and where he's at on the table, and where he's at on the statistical table and on the standings table. So I would have Perra and Peaky 1, 2, 3. Then 4, 5 is a toss up. It depends how you see it. I would put Willie 4, Peter 5. And what's killing Willie is that Willie, as much as he's amazing offensively, he missed a week and does absolutely nothing on defense.
Right.
And then 5th, I would put Peter. It's just he's bursted onto the scene and he's produced and he's got success where others wouldn't have thought he would have success. That's my 5.
I have a lot to say here right now. I have a lot to say.
Go ahead.
So I think it is the top 5, but there's one guy that I just want to give contention to, maybe rookie of the year instead of this MVP talk, and that would be Peter. He is a rookie, right?
Yeah, Peter and Willie.
Right. Damn, they both could be rookie of the year. But for purpose, I'm not going to put him in MVP conversation. I just don't think it's there enough. The 25-5 ratio, There's no sacks. 3 picks is good, but it's not MVP crazy talk. And plus, I like to see what he does now this next week. He's 7-4. It's not too juicy. But I would like to talk to him more about rookie of the year. And plus, he's playing a position that he never plays really, which is quarterback. He's always, I think he's a defensive player for Don't Sleep, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, dope. Good for him. Not getting MVP is not a bad thing, bro. You came here to DD and you did something that I make fun of people for, playing quarterback when you shouldn't. And he's done good, but I can't have him as MVP. So I have these 4. I agree with you, Angel, about Perra, number 1 right now. What Perra's done on defense has helped him a lot, bro. And again, same thing. His defense has put him up completely. But I cannot put Piki third. The reason being his ratio sucks. 28-8 is really bad. And again, it's exactly what you said about he's carrying the team, and he probably is literally the most valuable player
He's the definition of the MVP, I would say.
Right, but he's just not gonna get the award, bro. I'm sorry, that's just the way life is, you know. LeBron doesn't get MVP every year, my boy, and you're not the guy because your stats just didn't show it, and you dropped him like Kaka.
You know what Piki's becoming? He's becoming our Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, exactly.
He's not gonna get that Oscar. You know, it has to be a scintillating performance.
If there was a stat that said like, you know, like efficiency percentage, something like that, like the NBA does.
He's like a Karl Malone.
Right. Then you see it be like, oh damn, bro, this guy like, yo, per time of possession with the ball, everything has a ball in his hand. This happens, like, okay,
heat maps. If we had heat maps, you know, then.
But we're not. Yes. It's not that deep.
We're not there.
Black football.
He's our Leo.
Yeah, he's
Leonardo
Russell
DiCaprio.
Westbrook, James Harden with like a 40% usage rate.
Right.
Like,
so for that reason, you're not MVP, and I'm sorry that you got robbed last year. But I don't think you should be in this conversation. Nonetheless, you are the MVP. What you're doing is crazy for your team. Your team blows. Just know that. So I think it's Perra.
Mikey's so contradicting, bro. It's hilarious.
And the only reason why I'm gonna put Willie is because if let's say his defensive stats stay the same. If this next week he throws 16 touchdowns and 0 interceptions and he goes 45 and 1 touchdown to interception ratio and he wins 4-0 and he gets the second seed, like it's
he would have to. I think he would have to surpass us. Like he would have to go to the number 1 spot.
Right. If he has like an offensive performance like that where it's just like he lays down his wiener on everyone and just says, "I don't throw big."
He goes. But this is going into week 5, Mikey. That's the whole point of this.
Right. Up
to now, what have you done up to now? You know,
I think Willie's third.
Willie's predictions is our next segment.
I think my thing is, listen, I lead the league in touchdowns, in total touchdowns, and then by record wise, I'm in the number 1 team. Ant is leading the league defensively in flag pulls and in picks, and he's in 2nd place. Willie's is tied with me leading the league in total touchdowns. That would be my top 3. The only reason why I would put Piki at 4, or like I could flip flop him with Willie back and forth, is because 7, 4, and 1, he's tied for 4th. He's in 4th place, tied for 2nd. I get it, but it's not enough. Like
remember 3 of those losses also came on a week that Willie did not play at all.
So that's what we're saying. Like Piki wants to make the argument that he's 7-1-1 as a quarterback, and that's fine. But Willie's 8-1 as a quarterback.
Willie could potentially have right now like 42 touchdowns and 1 interception, and then going into week 5. You know, it's very obviously
is the offensive player of the season.
If I'm him, I tell Petey. If I'm him, I tell Petey, hey, let me lock up this week. Let me lock up. I need this. I need this MVP.
Let me pad the stats. But
let
then
me pipe up
to Robbie though. You can't do it to Robbie because he pad the stats on 1 week. You see how you're contradicting yourself?
I do, baby.
All right. So that being said, gentlemen, last segment, bold predictions. What is the bold prediction for this week?
So I said I was saving 2, right?
All right. So tell us your 2.
So for the North, let me go back to the standings before my iPad dies. North standings, because it's obviously going to be playoff related. So I got the Bears and the Raiders falling off. I got the Niners and the Bills getting in.
You have what? Wait.
I have the Bears and the Raiders falling out of the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
and I
Okay.
have the Niners and Bills moving up. So I have the Chiefs going up to 4, the Bills going to 5, and the Niners going to 6.
Okay. He doesn't believe me as a quarterback. All right. So Mikey, your bold prediction.
For the North, if I came, I'm not gonna say my South yet. So I'm gonna say this: Angel makes playoffs, Raiders don't.
Angel's happy about that one.
No, like, well, the odds of me making the playoffs.
You
are-
know damn
that's
right,
not
bro.
bold.
Oh, no,
Fact,
you're
Angel,
100%
That's
making
not
the
bold.
playoffs.
Angel, you clinched playoffs. No
Yeah,
matter
you're in.
what.
You're in, baby. You're in.
Angel,
No.
you clinched, my boy.
No, I
no
want to.
matter what.
I want to clinch as a quarterback, bro. I want to clinch as a
Hey,
quarterback.
go this Saturday.
wanna
but
clinch as a
here,
quarterback.
I tell Willie, tell Pat, tell George.
Bro, every game.
I clinched. You better pipe up, catch my ball.
I'm
Dude.
gonna be-
I clinched.
I'm gonna be like the guy in the memes that's like in third place and is like holding the biting the medal like with the
I clinched. I clinched. What do you want to do? I don't care. You want to lose? Okay, I clinched.
Who wants stats? Who wants stats?
Exactly. That's
All
how
right.
that's what you need to have.
All right,
That's
so
my
okay, so Mikey, your bold prediction?
That was it for the
That's
North.
it. That was the bold prediction.
Yeah, you
Raiders
made
don't,
playoffs,
but
don't.
Angel makes the playoffs. I like it. I like it.
Okay. All right. And wow, that's a curveball, guys. You guys have like completely like ransacked me here.
Eddie gets into playoffs.
I just think he has that switch. I think
Yeah, but it's not just him though.
no, but we've seen crazy stuff happen.
If
Eddie
someone
gets
could
into
do it,
the
it's him, I
playoffs.
think.
Eddie gets into the playoffs. Look, listen, there is a handful of talent in this. Like, there's only a handful of quarterbacks that you'd be like, all right, I want to go win a tournament, and I have to pick one. There's
a handful of quarterbacks that you fear, that okay, that guy's gonna play.
Oh, dude, there's only one quarterback in this league that I do like really for real, like a top gun like world tournament with, and that's just Eddie right now in DD.
So that's what I'm
Anybody
saying.
else?
Like, so I'm saying, so like for me, it's hard to believe that he came in his first week, he made all these moves, he knew what he wanted from the guys, and he goes 1-2, and then he's gonna come back the final week of the season and then not go 3-1 or 4-0 or pull off something. We've seen crazier things happen, and I'm just saying, it's just one thing is when you talk up the game, and then it's who's gonna show up on Saturday, and then also nerves come into play. Because then it's okay. So I lost the first game. I can't let it happen in the second game. You fall into the quicksand. And I
Right.
just think that where Eddie, he's won so much that it's just like, let's play football. And let's not forget, he has Darren and Dusty on that team. Dusty's a catch. And if Darren doesn't make a couple drops, Rams are 3-0.
Right. No, and they should have beat us too last week also.
So I'm saying it's not beyond the realm of reason. They're really behind. They need to go 4-0 and implosion from the Raiders, implosion from the Chiefs, for
The
them to
Bears.
be the Bears, and then they get in. Something like that has to happen. But that's my bold prediction. I think Rams get in.
All right, what's your South prediction, Petra?
So my South prediction, bro. Oh man, I know I'm gonna get killed for this one because I know he's gonna come and he's gonna personally DM me or he's gonna tag me on the chat and be his little chess playing
Yo, can I
self.
say it first? I know you're gonna say.
All right,
Can I
so
say it first?
I'm gonna start. Bold prediction. Ravens, Dolphins miss playoffs.
So what? You got the Panthers going in at the 6?
Panthers and Eagles get in. Eagles get the last spot.
Okay.
Raymack comes out strong. Raymack comes
Mikey,
out
go ahead.
strong. Peanut already realized the fact that that whole handoff thing and like him running, it's not gonna work. They're just gonna let Raymack play. Peanut has to take out the best guy out the field, win underneath. Robbie can show he could carry the load. There's too much talent there in terms of, not in athletic ability, but in sense of how many years they've been playing flag football, and they just realize that, oh my God, we're playing against bots, and they take advantage and they get in.
I'm gonna give you a crazier bold statement.
Okay.
The Seahawks don't get a bye.
Oh, so you're calling for like full nuclear meltdown.
Yeah, I don't think they get a bye.
Seahawks don't get a bye?
They bottle a two-win lead.
1.66 win lead.
5 points. 5 points is 2
Yo,
dubs.
who's putting that?
No, that's
I
my
mean-
phone. That's my phone.
Yo, every time I talk, it comes out like if I said something wrong. That shit's hilarious.
And it's on point though.
Yo, it's been like literally on point. I'm
Yeah,
like,
bro, that's
quoting me,
wild.
dog.
Like, let me see. Let me see the Eagles, the Seahawks schedule. Broncos, so they got a dub. Yeah, that's bold because they play the Broncos, they play the Giants, Panthers, and Cowboys, and they get balled 3 times.
Man, if they go 1-3 on that schedule.
Hey, bro. Look.
No, I think they would have to go 0-4 to lose a bye.
They're up 1.66. They're up 1.6
It's
wins.
2 games. They got to drop 2 games, and then the
could-
team beneath, like 2
they could
teams.
lose
No,
Yeah.
they have to go
Game.
0-4. They have
No,
to go
because-
0-4 because remember everybody plays each other. The Lions play
The Lions play Cowboys or no?
the Lions play the Chargers.
But do the Lions play Cowboys?
No.
Then that's
No,
it.
Yeah, and
The
2 and 3
Seahawks
could
can
go
go
up, yeah.
2-2, and if Lions and
Yeah,
Cowboys
yeah.
go 4-0,
No.
they
If
lost.
they go 1-3 and the Lions and Cowboys win the majority of their games,
could go
Lions
2 and
Cowboys
2.
go up, Seahawks
could
go down.
2-2. Seahawks could go 2-2. 2 wins is 6 points.
A lot could happen. No, 2 and
That's
2
rough.
would need a lot of help, but 1-3, that's bold.
Oh no, 1-3. I for sure not getting a bye.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, those were our bold predictions. This
I
was
never
our
got to
show.
mine.
I'm sorry.
Yo,
Never got
hit,
to mine.
man. Perras.
Oh, I'm just saying because he's been holding out, and that's just
Mikey
Pedro, you know?
said to wait on it. Mikey said to
Oh,
let you
okay,
guys go
okay.
first.
All
thought you
right,
were
all
gonna
right,
jack
all right,
mine.
all right. So you're actually gonna give us knowledge. You're gonna spit some knowledge. All right, come on, Pedro. give it
No,
to me.
not knowledge. Bro, I'm gonna say this. I think the Chargers drop to the 6th seed.
How's that bold? That's gay.
The Chargers?
Yeah, bro.
They
with
drop a
MVP
4-point lead. They drop a 4-point lead with an MVP candidate.
Bro, that team
Yo, you did your
sucks.
research. You saw Peaky and you did. Oh, we played
That team
Dolphins.
blows.
Lions,
Peaky's
Ravens.
good, but the team is
So you're
blows.
saying they're gonna go 1-3.
I think they go 1-3.
Okay. Hey, Jules, get another diss track out.
Yeah, please. We'll do
perra.
a better one. That was fucking garbage.
I hope so.
He did a diss track?
Yeah, he did a couple. Beat
Yeah.
him by
Who?
Jules.
He was bored in the toilet, I guess. I don't know.
Who did this?
Nobody himself.
Oh, makes sense.
Is you can't tell if he's actually like if it's a parody or if it's well,
Awkward.
yeah, it's we're not even gonna get into that. All right, gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry that Mikey had to get up so many times to grab beer, but this is the only way that we could get him interacted with the show. Give you guys the content, gentlemen. We have a tough week ahead of us. 4 games, grueling. Make sure to wear your sunscreen, hydrate. And everyone that plays against the Raiders the night before, I will be hosting you at a club near you the night before on me. All right, gentlemen. So that being said, thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. And like always, we like to remind you, our main sponsor, the man of this hour, Devin Delator and Delator Insurance. For all your insurance needs, please call Devin Delator at Delator Insurance.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Well, this DD Live segment, we're bringing to our viewers, our DD lifers, and it's the first ever State of the Union, or may I dare call it State of the League, where we bring the reigning commissioner in to discuss certain topics that is on the minds of all DD lifers and to see the status of the league and what we have to look forward to. Without further ado, thank you for joining us, Joan. Appreciate you for coming on board with us and giving our viewers this opportunity to get some insight into what you feel has been this magnificent season for DD. Now, one of the first topics and one of the most controversial topics for this season has been the DDPA. And the question on everyone's mind is, first and foremost, how should the DDPA change?
Great question. I think that outside of each of them having their own voice, I kind of guide them at the beginning. I create the DDPA chat and I throw them some info in there. Just, hey, this is what we've done in the past. I think that you guys are more than welcome to vote as individuals, but I think that the correct way of handling every transaction is you guys coming together, like sort of like a jury, and doing what's best for the league. So not necessarily voting 3-3, 3 say yes, 3 say no. Go back, discuss, and come back to me at a 4-2, 5-1, 6-0 unanimous decision, because that means that it's going through or it's not going through because it's fair to the league. I think this CDPA took that as in, let's try something new, and we're gonna throw out the window what Johan said, and we're gonna create our own point system. And I think they created an Excel sheet regarding height, you get this many points. If your speed, your speed, X amount of points, your flag knowledge, X amount of points, IQ, like that. And I think they created like an average Madden style point ratio for the player. And that's how they evaluate the players. I don't think it's fair, but again, I'm one more voice, just like in the chat, that at the end of the day, I chose them, so I have to ride with them, just like the league has to ride with them for the season. I think moving forward, I'm not sure if you're going to touch this on later, but stop me if you are.
No,
but
we'll get there. But so we can agree that a DDPA is necessary.
Yes.
So we don't want the owners or the commissioner being able to have all say on the matter.
Yeah. And to your point, the DDPA was my idea solely, but my partners backed me up and said, hey, that's a great idea. And I brought it up because a lot of new people were coming in, and either they didn't know me or they felt like, since I had ties to other, teams and organizations outside of Flag, I could see a point where they could say, hey, since they don't know John, they think he might cheat or he might collude or he might pull for some guys and not for others. And I said, we can stop that by allowing a player association handle their transactions. I'm here as the voice of the captains. Like in the NFL, back in my heyday, I used to train NFL players. So I trained receivers and DBs. So I had about 11 player profiles that I used to run with them, like in the training before the draft, post-draft, and every team that they were on. And I didn't know this, but they told me that Roger Goodell doesn't work for the players. So Roger Goodell he works for the GMs. So Roger Goodell is staffed and paid by NFL owners, not players.
It's
or
a
coaches.
percentage of the revenue share.
Exactly. So that means that the commissioner of the NFL, which is what we try to mimic, is not here to make sure that, of certain players happy. It's to make sure that the league is running efficiently and that the owners are happy, which in this case are the GMs, the captains.
Okay. So that being said, we can both agree that the DDPA is necessary. Now, where I feel, and many people feel, is that there's certain biases within the DDPA because of internal ambitions during the season. How can we mitigate that going forward? Because what you were alluding to, if you have a 4-2, a 5-1, well, it's very hard to get, a majority vote when people are just looking out for themselves. But how do we avoid a buddy-buddy system where we have essentially 2-3 people guiding a whole entire season's outcome?
Yeah, another good question. I think that there's no right or wrong answer to the question you asked me. So I'm going to give you my opinion again, which obviously holds.
Which is what we want.
Yeah, and it holds very little weight because I think the league needs to step in and help us as owners on how we can address that, because I don't think we have the answer.
Fair.
I think that, it's always going to happen. I thought I picked, good enough players and like as far as IQ and knowledge of the game and play. I tried this season to pick only players that play in red zone. So that way, they're seeing the new talent and they're seeing, but again, I feel like there's some, not collusion, but there's some, like what you were saying, favoritism. And I thought I wasn't going to get it from them, but.
If you could redo right now, who would be your DDPA?
All right. Option one, I would probably remove Mikey alone Mikey and Laz probably together because they don't fit the other four. And like I told you, I wanted unanimous decisions, whether I agree or disagree with them. And Mikey and Laz are like the outlaw of the other four. So out of the six, those two, or I would keep those two and let them, create a group that fits their personalities, their traits, because at the end of the day, bro, it's a group chat and we're here to have fun. So I get that some of them do things for trolling, some of them take it very seriously. And I feel like the Chris D, Perra, Devin, and PD think one way. And then Mikey and not saying either side is right or wrong, but yeah, last think the other way.
Two different schools of thought.
Yep.
Okay. So and that's where you would rethink it going through, or you would try to find like-minded people in order to have a general consensus.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Moving on. So that's enough on the DDPA. Should DD be more exclusive?
Good question. You're full of good questions tonight. I think yes and no. So I do think the being exclusive is great once you're in, but being exclusive sucks if you're on the outside. How you're hearing about this league? Imagine if you were on the outside and you wanted to come in, and we made it too exclusive where you couldn't get in. So I don't like the fact that which is why we do tournaments. So we do tournaments to try to bring in new talent, and you know what, to give the option to these vets, sign up. If you sign up, there will be no rookies. Your spot is guaranteed, but these vets don't sign up, and that's why it becomes more open and less exclusive. It's on the players, not on us. So we give the vets an opportunity to keep this league very closed off to the public and very exclusive, but they don't sign up in time, and they allow, like this season, we have 30-something rookies come in.
Right. Which begs to differ. Does the increase in teams and the fluctuations in formats, because for some seasons you have 4s, then it's tournaments is 5s, then we have a season with 5, now we're going to go to gauntlet. Do you think that the fluctuation going from 20 teams to 16 teams, going, the rapid increase, decrease, going from 4s, going to 5s, changing the formats, overall, do you think that's what's hurting participation? And ultimately why we have in this season, as which has not been before, so many graveyard teams?
Good questions. I think you hit something, but I disagree in a few points, is the fact that if going from 4s to 5s, I don't think affects, it hurts the league as far as participation. I think the commitment hurts participation. I think having to commit for an entire season is a lot for some people. And some people have planned trips, especially when we, like this season, that we planned everything very quickly and the dates came out very late. So I get the fact that, Laura had to miss, Baca had to miss, Lewis had to miss because they had 2 trips that they would have missed weeks. So that is why I think hurts the league. I think the going from 4s to 5s adds another level to flag in Miami that we don't have. We play outside of Miami in these big tournaments and we're forced to play 5s because everyone plays 5s. No one plays 4s. There's 6 teams playing 4s, 25 teams playing 5s. So I think it's fun. It gives these quarterbacks an option to get more reps in. And it's a different game. 4s and 5s, two completely different games. I think it's good. I think it's good for the league. I think also being 5s, we're 120 players, which allow an extra 20 in, an extra 20 vets in. Right now, we're over 400 members. And next season, we'll have 100 members. So that means that if only vets signed up, there's still going to be 300 vets that will not be able to play next season. So I think
we're headed to 5s.
We're back to 4s, 100 players.
Okay, so we're going back to 4s. Okay.
Yeah, season, not the tournament. In
season, we're going back to 4s. So at least we have to look forward to the following season that we will have 4s. Okay.
Yeah. So here we're trying to do 1 4 season, which will be our fall season, will be 4s, and our spring season will be 5s.
Okay.
So we do 1 and 1.
Okay. All right.
And if you like 5, people don't like 5s, they wait for the 4s and vice versa. So I think it works out.
And we have the tournament and we have the tournaments in between.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So next question. Do you feel the rankings are accurate? The pre-draft rankings are accurate on both for captains and players. looking back, obviously we're going to be Monday morning quarterback on this, but looking back, who shouldn't have been a captain? Who should have been a captain? And what players did we miss grotesquely? We have some tier 4s leading in touchdowns for the league, so how could we improve this? So I know it's a layered question. So starting off, which captains in terms of rankings did we fail as a league?
Okay, I'll start backwards. So to improve this, I will tell you that I think we need to bring back something that Andres used to have back in the day. Back in the Done Deal days, like right when I had joined, there was a board and there was a ranking committee. So there was actually, a group. I don't know if it's the commissioner we pick or maybe the owners. We come up with like maybe 10 to 12 guys that can help us. Because right now, the ranking of 150 players gets done by 4 guys, and some of the owners don't know certain players. So I think the ranking of captains is very, very, very to the T. I think very good. Like it's on point, I think. And it usually will show throughout the season. The lower caps will either get traded from their team or merged together, where the higher caps usually don't move. I think we ranked very well the captains. I think no captain was a layup this season.
Okay.
Everyone's played well. The players we're always gonna miss. Like it's gonna be very hard. We're not, we don't have a committee that's helping us. Even us 4, I know pretty much everyone in the league, and there were still about 15 players I had never seen before. And out of those 15, one was your Willie, and he didn't play at the scrimmage. But bro, he looked at me with these eyes and he's like, hey, I really want to play. My knee hurts. And I told him you should drop. And he's like, no. I'm going to play in the season, but I just can't play today at the scrimmage. And I said, you know what? If you can get me a few guys to tell me how good you are, then, and yeah, everybody vouches he's the best player here. And that's why I ranked him 1. So that was one that we got lucky and it was ranked right.
Correctly.
But we could have made a mistake, not knowing him, maybe ranked him lower, and it could have hurt the draft. Correct. At the end of the day, it's a good point that you bring this up because bad rankings can hurt the league. Having a player fall to the first round that's a captain, or having a player that was ranked too high and now goes to a team that drafted him best available and he's terrible. And I think that we need help with that as well, because 4 guys can't rank 150 players or 120 players, 100 players correctly. And even then, us 4 all had 4 different ranks. My 120 player rank looked different from Andres, from Andy's and CP's.
Okay.
So I think, adding a ranking committee, guys that can vouch that know enough players are out there in red zone on Mondays, on Wednesdays, are traveling, are involved in the flag community, I think will tremendously help the league with rankings.
I agree. What challenges we face in your eyes and that we have to overcome in order to have a better product overall for the league? What's that one hurdle that we can't clear that you feel it's our Achilles heel that we need to improve as a whole?
I think reffing hurts the league.
Okay.
I think the number one, low-key, I guess proud part of this league is the fact that our stats are something that during the game you don't think about, but later on, it's our talking content. It brings content to our segments, and it brings our bragging rights and our something I show my wife, something I show my friends, my coworkers. Go to the app, you show them your player profile, you feel like you're in the NFL. So stats for stat keepers, refs that are stat keepers, I don't think should be reffing. I think they should, prioritize stat keeping to make sure. Listen, when we go through these stats and we put them up, there's mistakes almost in every game. Like some stat keepers don't know that if a player catches an interception, he also gets a catch. If a player gets a pick 6, he gets a catch, he gets an interception, and he gets a rushing touchdown. If he gets a sack, he also gets a flagpole. Like it's little things that I think we need to have maybe like a clinic, a stat clinic, because that can help the league. And I think we need to take reffing way more seriously. A lot of these guys are drinking beer on the sideline. A lot of the guys are not, they're not being held accountable, and they're just watching the game or looking over the other side. And it's hurting, every single game. A lot of these games aren't going 4-0, 4-1. They finish 2-2, 2-1, 3-2, which tells you that a bad call changes a game or a missed call. So I think we need to be better as a league. Now, how do we enforce that? I don't know. Again, we need help. You know, DDs, we encourage, like, we want the help, and we also put it out there. I think we need to figure out a way for us as players to be better. I don't think the solution is paying refs or bringing these red zone refs, because they're as worse and they're being paid.
No, they're just as horrific. They're just as horrific.
Exactly. What we can't do is have players not taking it serious. If you miss a call or a team disagrees, that's gonna happen. But if you have a guy drinking beer, sitting down on the bench when he should be reffing, and not to call anybody out, but like it's a lot of your guys as well. Like, and my guys too. Like Cheeky is one that is a prime example that if his team is reffing, he's on the sideline either drinking a beer or hanging out on a bleacher. CC last season for me was the worst because he didn't care. And we need to be accountable to each other and even to our teams. Like, I remember the Patriots this last week were reffing, and Ant Nunez was in the tent. And I said, "Hey, your team's reffing?" He's like, "I didn't know." And I pointed at them, and it was the field right in front of his face. And he's like, and no, he got up. He got up, he ran over there. But that's something that, if you're sitting around.
I think the same way that Andres has held everyone accountable to record content of the highlights, and he set up a system with CP, and we've been able to get enough videos and content for the top plays because part of the league is that, well, yeah, we're playing with our boys, but you want to have the bragging rights, talk on the chat, to make fun of it, to have a gift, to be able to gloat on it. So the same way that we've elevated our game with the clips, I think we should elevate our game with the stats. And and listen, if other leagues could referee with 3 guys, 4 guys, and we have 6 guys out there, one guy could solely just look at stats and, if anything, keep time, and then the other one recording. It can be done. I think it can be done. But the point of this is to invite opinion, and so I appreciate the way that you've answered truthfully and directly all the questions.
Absolutely.
Now, this is where you deliver us the state of the league. You have an open forum where you can openly discuss your mind, what you think is going on with the league, where we're going, any future announcements. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Awesome. So I'd like to say I'm super disappointed in the hype this season. I feel like it's not been our greatest volume of excitement. I don't know if that has to do with a lot of people missing. It could be with a lot of bad plays, like a lot of bad games, not a lot of quality. I think what saved this season is the fact that the recording, that what you mentioned of the players recording. Listen, when we leave the tropical park, that's it. Everything that we played is gone. And now for the next 2 weeks, all we have is the stats and the clips. That's all we have. So it was great. That saved this season. Like the adding a ref to record has saved all these clips and all these bloopers and all these highlights. But the play has been terrible. The QB play has been awful from the number 1 to the number 20. I don't know if it's because it's 5s. I don't know. It's because in 5s we play with throwbacks in tournaments. Here we can't do motion. But I don't remember it being this bad in tournaments. I feel like the good ones, even, the Davids, the Peaky, the Eddie now, they're struggling to score. I remember a done deal back when, a couple seasons ago, if you were playing a good team, you were getting blown out in 4 drives. As long as you had a good quarterback, and there was a few of them, or a good captain, you were scoring. And now the games are ending 1-1, 2-0. 2-1. I don't like it. I don't know if it's something that has to do with the draft. Maybe it was the talent wasn't very well after a certain tier, and teams got stuck with bad players and a bad team overall. But I don't like the. This season's been rough to watch, to be honest. And I'm a hype guy. Like 1 through number 120, like all players, I root for everybody. Like if you make a good play, I'm screaming for you, and then if you fuck up the next play, I'm also, I'm screaming at you. So I'm hyped about all players. I love everyone, every single person in the league. I love. Even the guys that come out, like you're Josh from Nas. Like he comes out and he's not even in the league, And I made it a point and hey, we picked you as one of the QBs for the tournament. And you need to be out here scouting. And since I've told him that like 3 weeks ago, he hasn't missed a week. And he's there, he looks at me and I coach him. You know, I say, hey, what's this guy's name? And he's like, that's CP. That's Robbie. That's Julian. Like he's learning everyone's names. Like, I love that. I love the commodity, and I love that we have people that are trying to get in or that not in that love DD. But the players in DD need to be better. We need to be better. We need to put a better product out there, especially these clips. I'm sure people are watching this and they're embarrassed to watch our bloopers. And, you know, we have even the guys that were training there on the sideline, these two Warren guys, they were laughing at us. Like, it was incomplete after incomplete, and they were silent laughing. I'm like, bro, if these guys were on the field, they would get murked by some of the guys we have in this league. But the product is not there. So I think that, one, a lot of the bad games this season have been because of the missing of the captains. If we miss a tier 4, we miss a tier 5, we miss a tier 6, a team maybe can manage a win or two. If you miss a captain or a tier 2, it's a wrap. Like, that team. And it's bad football. Not because of that team going 0-3, but that's a fake win for 3 teams that week that now could hurt other teams for playoffs. And at the end of the day, it shows, you know, there's teams on here that have 7, 8 wins that are or 6 wins that are fighting for that bye, or they're fighting that might have 3 or 4 fake wins. And it's not fair to another team that might have a couple wins less that, you know, had to play, unluckily, you know, a team with a full roster. So that's it. I think we need to be better. We need to, I don't know if it's teams are not meeting up anymore throughout the week. That's something they used to do back a couple seasons ago. I remember Tropical, Macmillan, and Continental were a weekly let's scrimmage, team versus team. Let's get work. Now, even when you started, I remember I played with you a couple times in Tropical.
And
I think you were,
the
terrible fields, terrible. Like, and now
it's only been, honestly, it's only been you this season that's been running the groups on Thursdays.
Yeah, no one goes out there, and it's a couple guys.
And I know it's Thursdays. I can't Thursdays, but I know and that's why I know it's on Thursdays, and it's only you.
Yeah, it's usually because obviously I know you guys have flag Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Tuesday, I don't know. It's either Tuesday or Thursday, but most of the time it's been on a Thursday or a weekend. But I guess maybe that's what it is, that teams haven't been able to gel. They haven't worked, the Dolphins have worked a couple times with us at Continental, but teams haven't gelled and they have missing guys. So maybe that's the combination of the bad football we've seen this season, but I'm hoping for week 5 to be a banger.
Should be.
Now that I'm here and you brought me on, I have a surprise for you.
All right, let's see it.
So, and this is actually coming from something that you're very close to and very connected with in the real world. So here I have a briefcase, and I'm actually going to bring out the surprise that I have, and I'm going to treat you to it. So I'm going to have the DDPA send me a week of the game of the week for each conference. Not necessarily means the 1 versus the 2, but there has to be some playoff implications. Maybe 2 teams that are fighting for the 6th seed, or 2 teams fighting for the 1 seed. Not sure. I'm going to let them decide it. And I'm going to have somebody make sure they record the entire game. I'm going to be at that game. I'm going to have a couple done deal hats with me and some goodies. And I'm going to pick a player of the game that's going to get to do a player interview. We're going to record it. We're going to post it on our Instagram, and they will be the first to rock the done deal.
The done deal
Carat, 25-pound, made by AJ Jewelers himself. Gold chain.
No. Wait. Time out.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir. Listen to this.
25-pound gold chain.
Yes, sir. Look at that. It's heavy.
Yo, what was
We have
that?
some-
For the Chiefs versus Raiders, bro. Would have worn that.
Oh,
Would've
that's
won
true.
the
The
Chiefs
3
versus
TD
Raiders.
game would have got you
I'm
this right
never
here.
gonna get to wear that. Oh my, I'm a bot. Wow.
Listen to this. I just want you to listen to this.
Okay. All right. I think
It's gonna
that's
go back in this briefcase. I'm
that's
gonna
a
close this
banger.
up till Saturday.
That's an exclusive.
An exclusive to the DD Live.
Well, Joan, I think that wraps up everything that we wanted to share for this segment. Thank
Awesome.
you for coming on. I think you have been genuine and transparent with all of us, and I think it's gonna get the chat moving and some ideas brewing. So I appreciate
Awesome.
you for coming on board. Hopefully, this is a segment that you guys enjoy and that we will continue to bring in seasons to come. So with that said, DD Live thanks you for tuning in, and this has been your State of the League.